Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our conjunction of Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Ketu, and what happens when these four planets are conjunct in your horoscope. And as always, if you do not know, if you have this conjunction, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, what house it's in, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction Aspects, and Mahadashas at the Speed of Light, including all my consultations at this link. So, Moon. As you know, Moon represents the mind, mother, happiness, comforts, our emotional self. It represents food and nourishment. Then you have Mercury, education, communication, speech, analytical intelligence, our ability to discriminate things, aunts and uncles and friends. Venus, spouse, wife, romance, lovers, women in general, arts, media, creativity, music, performing arts, art history, DNA. And also remember, Moon represents medicines as well. And Ketu represents electricity, moksha, spirituality, isolation, maternal lineage, maternal grandfather, paternal grandmother. So now you're combining all these things together. So what do we get here? Well, like I said before, this is going to be a basic meaning of this conjunction. I don't know which house they're in, which planet is gaining more strength, which planet is acting more troublesome through a nakshatra. So we can't really say that. We don't even know what planet might be aspecting this particular conjunction. Aspect will make a huge difference. So take it as a very basic level and work through that by looking at your chart. So let's talk about this conjunction. So when you have this conjunction, first of all, imagine like three friends, especially two best friends, one just tagging along, are going on a road trip. But then suddenly they're forced to be with a person they don't like at all. They're just the most boring, dull person. They hate life. And now it's tagging along with them on a road trip. That's this conjunction. So these three planets are very soft planets. Moon, Mercury, Venus. They're all about love and relationship and partying and having sexual escapades and eloping, having all kinds of luxurious fun. And then you have this one person that does not like any of that. What's going to happen? They're going to make their road trip a hell. So early in life, these people will always find dissatisfaction in relationship, dissatisfaction with their partner, dissatisfaction with luxury. They're going to chase luxury and they won't be able to get that satisfaction from it. And especially this particular conjunction takes it the hardest. Why? Because they're soft planets. They don't have a tamasic nature in them right now. Ketu is a tamasic planet, okay? But it's affecting them all. But if let's say Saturn was here, the mind will become pretty tough. Mercury will become pretty solid. Venus will be like very much restricted about its boundaries. They'll be like, okay, if I can't have it, it's okay, I'll work hard and I'll get it later. But here right now, you're trying to get everything, but Ketu is just sitting there. And it's just saying, yeah, do whatever you want. You're just going to be dissatisfied. Where Saturn actually restricts it. That's the difference. Saturn and Mars really thumps it down. Like, no, you don't want this. You're not going to like this. But here they will like everything that these planet represents. The only thing that happens now when they try to achieve it and get it, they don't find that satisfaction. They won't find that satisfaction through, sexual encounters. They won't find that satisfaction through that romance. Because obviously what also happens in the middle of the road trip, Mercury and Venus kind of team up. They're like, why are we even with Moon? He cheated on us. He eloped on us. So if you know the mythology of Moon and how Mercury was created, you will see that. And especially Venus does not like Moon because Moon takes the light of Venus. And so when it takes the light of Venus, a person just feels always like malnourished regarding love. Like they need constant love. They feel like I just need to be always be in a honeymoon phase of my relationship if my relationship is to work out. Because, when you hear people talk online in their Facebook posts and this and that, marriage and love always have to have this charisma and it always have to have a spark and this and that. They probably have this conjunction where somebody else who's trying to listen to this person's philosophy will be like, I just can't relate to your philosophy. Why? Because I know what marriage is, what our long-term relationship is, that everything kind of just fades out. Then reality kicks in. You got to pay the bills. You got to take care of the mortgage. You got to take care of your children. You got to raise a family. You're not going to find that 100% ever. But for these particular people, they're like, no, I'm going to wait and I'm going to keep searching for that person who just always fulfills you. And they'll be giving you philosophical, statements and articles like, you always have to be with a person who understands you, and you can't be in a relationship that just damages you and this and that. Because all relationships somehow, some way will always damage each other. But it's people who survive through it is what known as marriage. Because you will simply, with 108 personalities in this world, with the planets operating in the sky, you are not gonna have 100% happy time anywhere, in anything. So these people will have a hard time realizing it unless, of course, Saturn or Mars or Jupiter or Sun, Sun won't be here, but those planets kind of like aspects here and kind of gives them the wisdom, the knowledge, the fighting ability to withstand the test of time, relationships, and luxury. But one thing is for sure, is that this conjunction always interests a person in fields of either arts, media, music, writing, medicine, and healthcare most of the time. Because remember, Mercury is a significator of education. So when you're looking at somebody's education, not only you look at the fifth house in the Navamsha, fifth from your Charadasha, but you look at Mercury and fifth from Mercury, because Mercury represents the reason. What is it that attracts you? What is it that attracts you to learn, to manage a certain part of education? Well, that's going to be with Mercury. So this is why Moon is a karaka of medicine, medical field, as well as music and arts. Venus represents arts, cinema, performing arts, music, but also represents DNA. Ketu represents electricity, electronics, anything related to technology as well. So either a person goes more leaning towards like designing and creative things, or more towards like healthcare or medicine, but these are very soft planets, and especially soft planets have the hardest time sticking to something. Like they can't just stick to a decision and go through with it. They'll always be looking here. They'll always be looking there. Oh, I can't get this business going. Maybe I should do this. Because remember, there's this nature of eloping, meaning like cheating, having affairs. So in one's own career, they'll have an affair with the career that they're in. This is just too hard. Okay, what about this career? Let me switch to this. So see how it becomes a very wobbly thing. Because no successful business, no successful career comes just like that. Unless, of course, you're Christy Turlington, the supermodel. Like I was watching way back like 10, 15 years ago, her biography. And she was the only model so far who went to the supermodel status right from her first photo shoot, and she started making money. So it's like rarely you get people who are directly up there. But most of the people, most of the big actors, athletes, politicians, philosophers, whoever had to start some very, very harsh places. And they had to grow, and then come up. But these folks, like they feel like, no, I have to be just up there. It just has to come to me. And it just won't. Because remember, Ketu is sitting there. Ketu is not like Saturn. Ketu is just like, I'm just here. It's like a electromagnetic pulse device. It's just gonna throw out all these radiations. It doesn't care if you're the best friend or the enemy. They're just doing their job. They're like, whatever, go for your thing. I'm not going to stop you. I'm just sitting here. But their range is covering Moon, Mercury, and Venus. So, and it takes quite a long time for such people, to realize that we should actually make Ketu our friend. Like, let's use Ketu to satisfy our needs. Meaning, let's actually go towards more of a spiritual path where Ketu will then become the great guide and we will enjoy. Why don't we give Ketu a chance? That's where this conjunction then becomes powerful. Okay. So guys, this was my analysis of Moon, Mercury, Venus, Ketu conjunction. If you're new in my channel, subscribe below. And if you don't know where your conjunction is placed, all your astrological details, reports, consultations, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.